Here we go. 7 card for Variety Day. This one is a Noxus. 4 mana slow, strategic execution. Stun 2 enemies or spend 6 mana to summon a Legion General. What the hell is a Legion General? Wait, is that the guy that grows? Oh. Legion General is the 5 mana guy, so you're overpaying 1. But it is spell mana. If you are playing a deck with a lot of stuns, which any probably is, this seems very strong. Also, Jhin synergizes with stuns because he deals damage to stuns units, right? This is really good. It's versatile. Legion General is good payoff because he can get really big in a Jhin deck because Jhin stuns passively. This is a million times better than running Legion General, yes. We have seen the Crescent Strike from Targon. 3 mana stun, and we all know how frustrating that card is. It is from a pool of options, so it's a lot better, but this seems like a very good card. I'm expecting Jhin, whatever deck Jhin ends up with, he's going to be playing this card. Likely good with any two. All right, next card. Wings of the Cryo Phoenix. Anivia, 7 mana slow from Freljord. This is such weird art, honestly. It almost felt like there was just a bunch of empty space, but that's her shadow. Okay, deal 3 to all units, Enlightened, heal your Nexus 3. I mean, this seems really bad. This seems not good. It is just another board wipe for Freljord. I guess some decks care about that, but 7 mana slow, man. I think Icequake, as far as I remember, has never really seen competitive play, so I don't see this one. Heal your Nexus 3 feels pretty underwhelming for Enlightened too. I don't know. This looks bad. The thing is, though, if you're playing against aggro, or if you're playing against some, like, low-curve mid-range deck or something, and you get to turn 10, this will lock out the game and you're going to win, because you also heal 3, and you deal 3 to everything, right? But when does an aggro deck ever go to turn 10? Yeah, you can't play this on turn 4 if you have spell mana. But you can also just play, like, Blighted Ravine, which is better. I think Blighted Ravine is better than this. Seems bad. I am not a control player, so I could be wrong. But to me, this seems like a card I would never put in deck. Haunted Tomb, 3 mana landmark. Another landmark for Shadow Owls. Countdown 2, revive the strongest dead ally. That includes champions. Okay, this is actually pretty good. That's good. That's really good, in fact. Wow. This is good with Viego. This is good with any deck that runs Rekindler as their strongest ally, which I believe Darkness has done. I could see this with, like, I don't think you played this in a Talia SI deck, but listen, man. I have played a Talia deck that revived Herald of the Magus. That'd be pretty funny with this. That's really good. It's on a landmark. Like, you can see it coming. It's really telegraphed, but it's the strongest dead ally, so yeah, that's good. I'm expecting some nerfs to whatever deck Viego sees play in, because this would just make the deck so much better. Wow. This is like... This is a Rekindler, but, you know, earlier? Cheaper? I just want to play this. I want to play this in my Viego printer deck. That's gonna be insane. Turn 3, dude. You play this turn 3 or turn 4, and then on turn 5 you play Viego and you just kill him. You're like, get the hell out of here. And then you get him back next turn anyway. You have mana for your combos. I'll be completely honest and say that I won't be entirely surprised if this card sees no play anywhere, but it is really flexible. It really depends on if we have decks that really care about the champion, which Viego does now. So I can see this in a Viego deck. But in the past, it's just been really good to revive Rekindler, right? Because if you revive Rekindler, you get the champion too, plus the 4/4. It seems better on Aesol Trash. That's a really good call. Yeah, I like this on Aesol Trash, sure. Good card, very good card. Shurima, 5 mana unit, Buckeye Witherclaw. Oh, another Buckeye. That's kind of cool. When an enemy is challenged, give it -2, -0 this round. I want to say this is good because it's a really interesting effect, but that's 5 mana. And it doesn't have Challenger itself. If this card actually had Challenger, it'd be good. But I don't think it is. I would love to see this have, like, the effect where you just give the strongest enemy unit or the weakest enemy unit vulnerable. He stays behind. Yeah, good luck with that for 5 mana. If this had Challenger, it'd be pretty good. I don't think this is good right now. Does this make J4 Renekton possible? Not really, no. It's too expensive. It's good if you're a Shurima deck? No. 5 mana. 5 mana! And it's only -2, -0. How much does that even matter on turn 5? This wouldn't... I don't think this would be broken if it had Challenger. If this had one additional line or the keyword, yeah. It would have been a 5/5. As a 5/5, I would consider it. As a 5/4, hell no. Even as a 4/5, maybe. But yeah, this will not see play. Again, I want to like this card because I love that they're kind of supporting, like, these Challenger vulnerable decks, like what was supposed to happen with Renekton. But it's too late, man. Turn 5 is just too late. Reputation, no. Reputation doesn't really care about the -2. They'll go over the top anyway. Too late to apologize for this card. It's not good. Too expensive. Ionia, 5 mana slow. Start a free attack with... Alright. Dragon Roost, 3 mana landmark from Targon. Countdown 3. Summon Inviola's Vox. Okay, this card has given me the power to go back and rate this crap. Okay, start a free attack with 2 Dragonlings. I have no idea where you would play this, but it is a free attack, so it's gonna see play somewhere. I don't think you play this in Blade Dance. Dragonlings are the 2/1 lifesteal ephemeral units. Play this in Lee Syndex, you think? Yeah, I can kind of see it. Aurelia Misfortune. Oh, okay. See, that's kind of spicy. Yeah, sure. I don't think. I think this is too expensive for Aurelia because we had the Blade Dance card that got revealed earlier during the Jin stream, which was like 5 mana Blade Dance 1 every time this game you Blade Dance from now on. Summon 1 extra blade. I don't know who this guy is, but he does have kind of like a Mastery or Jax mask. That's pretty cool. Nah, I don't think it's that good. I think it's slightly too expensive. It's slow. I mean, obviously it's slow. You can start a free attack on fast speed. Hecarim Zed. Okay. Yeah, and ephemeral decks maybe. Oh, actually, that's really interesting. Shark Chariot deck. I would play this in a Shark Chariot deck. Sure. That seems pretty sweet, actually. That is some healing for that deck. See, the thing about this card, listen. I move my eyes to the top right. I see the Ionia icon, and I get angry. I move my eyes down. I see start a free attack. I get even more angry. I move down a little bit more. I see Dragonlings, and I lose my mind. But when you put all of these things together, maybe it's not that good because it's 5 mana. I don't know where you'd play this. There's probably gonna be some Ionia deck that will abuse this, honestly. Let's be completely real. Ionia always finds a way, and this is a very powerful effect, and it heals, so I expect to see experimentation on this card. I don't expect it to really make any decks better, from what I can tell right now. Alright. This card I love. I don't know if there are any Wind Waker fans in the chat, but Dragon Roost Island. Oh man, I spent a big part of my childhood there. My god. And summoning an Inviola's Vox, that is the 5/6 dragon that whenever you kill something with a dragon, you add a dragon to your hand. I like this card a lot. Again, though, I don't know where you play this. Can you play this in Dragons? Dragons right now don't really have a turn 3 play. But I don't think they can skip their turn 3 either. The play for Dragon on turn 3 was either playing the Herald of Dragons on turn 2 to get Shyvana on 3, or they would play the 3/4 Dragon Guard Lieutenant or something. But that card has kind of fallen out of favor. It was slightly too slow. This is even slower than that, but the payoff later is massive. This is so much fun. I just love thinking about this card. I would not even hate playing this on turn 3 in a Shurima deck with Talia and then copying it on turn 5. That's 2 Inviola's Foxes on turn 6. Right? Turn 4 it's 2, turn 5 it's 1. Yeah, turn 6 it hatches. Very, very cool. There's more landmark removal in the next expansion? Kinda there is, yeah. True. It's a really big payoff. I'm gonna love experimenting with this card. Yeah, even in control, this is fine, right? That's a good point, actually. Like the Aurelian Soul Thresh deck. They don't really mind doing something a little bit slower to have a payoff later. Very, very cool card. Wait, let me go back really fast. Okay, we've seen 1 Targon card, and I believe there were 2 in this batch. So I'm going to click next, and I'm going to pray that is another Targon card that has the word Chime on it. Here we go. 6 mana burst, Celestial Trifecta. Invoke a low, medium, and high cost Celestial card. Oh, you get all 3? Yo, wait. You get all 3 of them. It's just 1 by 1. That's really cool. This art is insane, too. Oh my god. That's a lot of value. Let's just add 3 cards to your hand. It's expensive, though. 6 mana burst? You know what? We're gonna play Luxaphelios, and we're gonna jam this card. And it's gonna be so cool. Yeah, you get a 0 to 3, a 4 to 6, and a 7 to 10. Yeah, I thought you would get like 3 options. 1 from one pool, 1 from another, 1 from the last. Yeah, this is basically progress day. And you can choose what you get. Shellfolk? Oh, if you can get this card off with Shellfolk, yeah, you're looking pretty good. Let's just add 6 cards to your hand. Invoking for 3 minutes. Yeah, this is, You need a reason to play a 6 mana card, though, because this is really expensive, and there's no immediate payoff. What's the high roll here? You play this, and one of your low-cost Celestials is a snake or something? This is good with Pharaoh's Financier, yeah. Luck Zoe, I could see that. It's really interesting. I think it's not super good. It feels really, really slow. But if you can get away with making a slow play like that, this card is one of the better expensive spells in Targon. You kind of have to compare this to Star Shaping. Because Star Shaping is 1 mana cheaper, and it heals you, and it gives you the win con. So I don't really see this being better than Star Shaping unless you care about this being 6 mana with a deck like Lux. Yeah, with Targon Allegiance card, sure, but that's also pretty slow. Like the Targon Allegiance card, almost every Allegiance card is pretty slow. That's a 4 mana 2/3, and then you have to play a 6 mana burst speed spell that only adds cards to your hand. Now you get 3 cards for sure. This is not 1 card. Zoe Victor, I would consider this as a one-off, but again, I think Star Shaping is better. The card, the reason this card could be better, the Star Shaping, is if you care about the 6 mana, which does synergize with a bunch of stuff. Silence 2 Sisters Game Ender. Yeah, but Star Shaping gives you 1 Game Ender and keeps you in the game. It's a good late game top deck. This is one of the single best top decks in the game for sure. I like this card a lot, but I don't think it's going to be spectacular. You would not run this as more than like a one-of. Strategic Execution. This card will make a lot of decks better. I'm not gonna talk about all the cards too long again. I think this one is good. This seems like a 7 out of 10 for me because of the versatility. Stunning 2 for 4 mana is kind of bad. You have to main deck it too. But since you're main decking it, you also get that secondary option of summoning a Legion General if the game has gone on long enough. If you can summon a Legion General after you stun like 3 or 4 times, I'd be happy with that. I would gladly pay 6 mana, including spell mana, for like an 8/8. And if Jin Annie is a deck that we can expect, that will likely be played in it. Jin also deals damage to whatever you stunned. Could also be played in Swain Yasuo, sure, yeah. In the Swain deck, it's good. I'm expecting with the Annie release that this will be even better. This card could honestly be one of the more frustrating cards that got released in this entire cycle. This card is gonna honestly blow some games out because of the versatility. Like, you have a Jin on board, you stun 2, Jin attacks, he clears the board. If not, the game has gone on long enough and you just need a unit, you're gonna summon like a 10/10. Because Jin will just power this. Jin will power up the Legion General really fast. Wings of the Cryo. This is a 4 out of 10 for me. The reason I don't think this is good is because the Enlightened text on it seems so off. I don't understand why this has to have Enlightened to heal your Nexus 3. Yeah, it's probably even worse than that. Alright, we'll give it a 3 because it deals 3 to everything. It's too expensive. You could play this on turn 4 against aggro to clear the entire board, but you're also clearing your units, so you have no blockers anymore. If you're playing a Swain Sejuani deck, I think it's best there. It's like, you know, a reference to Anivia, but I don't even think you played as Anivia. What I will say is that if you are playing against like a mid-range deck and you are playing a deck with this card in it, you're likely gonna have Withering Will, you're gonna have Avalanche, you're gonna have Blighted Ravine, and then suddenly, if you play this on turn 10 and you clear a board, including this card, like as part of your board clear combo, and you heal your Nexus 3, that's pretty good because you are playing multiple removals. But I don't see this being main decked as more than maybe a one-off in very, very heavy control lists. How does it compare to Icequake? The 7 and 8 man is a pretty big deal for board clears because you can play this on turn 4 where dealing 3 to everything will matter. Turn 5 is usually already too late for a deal 3. Icequake and this are vastly different cards because of the mana cost. This one is interesting. This is a very, very interesting card, and I don't really know how to rate it. I think this is also a 7 out of 10. Rating it a 7 because it is very slow, it is very telegraphed, and it is in, well, Shadow Isles. And reviving Strongest Dead Ally in Shadow Isles has only been good since we got Viego. Rekindler before that was like good with Hecarim, and Hecarim is not really a champion that exists anymore. I feel like you have to combo this with a different region. If anyone remembers like the spooky dragon list with Jarvan and Shyvana, with like the dragons that got released during Viego, I think this is going to be very good. It's also really good if you revive your Hydravine But again, it's a turn 3 play to revive your strongest ally, but you're not really gonna have a strongest ally worth reviving until later in the game. So if you play this on turn 6, you still have to wait like 2 turns for this to do anything. And then your opponent knows it's coming, can get their answers ready. So, funny card with Scion though, that's a good point. With Scion, this is pretty great. Very cool. Okay, Bakai Witherclaw is a 2 out of 10. If this was 4 mana, if it had Challenger, maybe it'd be like a 4 or 5. This will never see any play. However, I will experiment with it in a Renekton Jarvan deck or something, and then maybe it sometimes just does something, right? Might even be a 1 out of 10, because I don't expect this to make any main deck ever. If this had the keyword, it would be a lot better. But an effect like this, like, listen, this card, I was going to compare it to the, to this one. This one is almost the same, but less conditional. You only get it once, and this card saw no play, even though this should be pretty good. New cards, Bat Chest. I am very hyped for variety reveals. I love these type of cards a lot. Overall, they seem pretty weak, though. Just run it with Plaza. True. Should be an epic, yeah, because it's bad. True. Next card is Dragon Ambush. And I am not qualified to rate this one. Alright, we'll just leave it at that. This one is also really hard to rate. I think this is a 6. 9? No, it's not that good, sadly. This is a card I will be playing a lot. It's just really, really slow. It's real slow. Easy 9? Oh god. To make this card worth it, you need to have some kind of landmark synergy, I feel. Don't really play that. If you play Targon, Shurima, that's a Malphite deck. They don't have any dragons, and then you can't really make use of the Inviola's Fox. Then you just have a 5/6, and if that 5/6 kills something, then you get a card. You can play with Talia, sure, but what does that deck look like? Is that an Aurelion Soul Talia deck? There are no good dragons in Targon. I mean, honestly, bad. This stuff's on play, but bad. Okay, this one is good, actually. But that's 7 mana. And then Aurelion Soul, you know. Aurelion Soul is Aurelion Soul. The good dragons are Shyvana, Screeching. Firebrand is good? No, it's not. I wish I could say it was, but it's really not. You're not going to play a Firebrand in a deck like that. You're not going to play a Firebrand in a Talia Malphite deck. That's just not good. I wish it was good, but it feels like you have to make a choice with this card, right? It feels like you have to make a choice. Do you want to make use of the landmark? And then you get like a weird non-dragon list where you can't even make use of the Inviola's Vox effect? Or do you want to play Demacia with this deck, with this card, and then you can't really cheat out the landmark or do any combos with it? Then you're just getting an Inviola's Vox on turn 6. And that's fine, you know, that's fine. Because dragons don't really have a turn 3 play. This seems like a dragon card. And the thing with dragons right now is, it's not a very good deck. What is interesting though, and what is possibly, what is the most interesting thing, is that if there is some kind of brute fodder list, this will actually make it better. Actually, that's not even really true. No, never mind, because that's, again, brute fodder is Demacia. For a second, I thought the brute fodder was Targon. And if brute fodder was Targon, you could play like the counterfeit copy deck, and then you could put in this card to actually have a unit from a landmark. But that doesn't work. The single best thing about this card is that we now have a landmark outside of Shurima that will have a countdown, and when that procs, it summons a unit. That's really, really good. Imagine getting Vox on turn 4 with time in the bottle. Yeah, sure, but again, then you're playing Shurima Targon, and I don't really see the Vox making like a big impact in that list. Card is at least an 8? No, it's not. This is a card for a dragon deck, and dragon decks are not going to be good with just this card. It's not going to make that a whole lot better. Talia Malphite might play over Saltspire. I don't think they will. I'm pretty sure they won't. Okay, 6 out of 10 seems right to me. Because it is going to be playable in a dragon deck. Because they have no good turn 3 play. They need a good turn 3 card. The only thing they had was a 3/4 and discounting Shyvana. So I could see it there, and it could actually generate a lot of cards for dragons. However, I don't see dragons coming back because of this card. It's not good enough for that. Again, I'd love to be proven wrong, but 6 out of 10 it is for me. Celestial Trifecta. I want to give it more. Yeah, okay, fine. A 5 because there is synergy with a deck that's already in the game. I'm giving it a 5 out of 10 because I could see this as like a one-of in Aphelios Lux. If I think this card is worse than Dragon's Roost, so I can't give it a 6. It's good as a top deck card. Very true. It's a great late game card. But 6 mana is just too expensive. 6 mana do nothing. Yeah. Pretty much. I thought you would coom from this card concept. I love the card concept. I'm definitely going to be playing with it, but I'm rating it on like how good they actually are and what they're going to do for the meta. And not much. Not much at all. How is Dragon Roost just a 6? You can get a... How is it free? My guy, how is it free? You're paying 3 mana for it and you're waiting 3 turns. That's a pretty big investment. I want to give Dragon Roost higher. And listen, if it is higher than a 6, I would be the happiest guy on the planet. But it's probably going to be lower than a 6. Turn 3 plus 3 Celestials? Why? If you play this on turn 3, just to get 3 Celestials in your hand, you're not going to look too good for that game. I want you to take a look at a card like Construction. What is that card called? The 6 mana card from Piltover that summons 2 3/3s. Heimer gets you 6 mana? Yeah, but Heimer is 5 mana. You can't play this on turn 3. Clockwork Curator. Again, if you play Dragon Roost with Shurima, you can't abuse the Vox effect. You're just spending your mana to get a 5/6. And that's not bad. It's not bad at all. But then just play Thralls, dude. Just play Thralls. With the Harbinger that we got, that's going to be a lot better. Even Lux Aphelios will probably not play this card. Maybe as a one-off, because every time I have played against Aphelios Lux, they have run out of cards. And this card actually does help with that a lot. These are my ratings. I am not going to change anything. I am pretty sure I overrated almost every single one of them. This is probably like a 3. This is probably like a 3 or 4. Oh yeah, I didn't rate this one, but I think this card is not that good. Honestly, it's probably going to be seeing play as like a one-of in some Lee Sin decks or something. Makai Witherclaw is probably a 1. This will never see play in any deck. Unless they're buffing Jarvan Renekton, and I don't think they are. Haunted Tomb. Actually, this is a 7/10. Fair. Wings of the Cry Phoenix, probably lower. Probably will never see play. Really depends on what kind of meta we're going into, that it might see play as a one-of. Probably not. Strategic Execution, probably a 6. Something like that. Those are my ratings. I'm overrating because I'm optimistic and I love variety cards. Don't expect these to make too big of an impact. However, they are supporting some archetypes in like an ever so small way, which is all I can really ever ask for these type of reveals. And I love what Riot has been doing with these card reveals, and I really, really hope they keep it up, including that fantastic Jhin cinematic. That was gold. So good.